That black plastic bag on wheels that you're looking at is the Hyundai Ioniq 6 electric car. This is what it actually looks like. Curvy. I drove a prototype version in Korea recently, hence that camouflage covering the car that you're watching, and in this quick review I'll give you a rundown on the latest EV from Hyundai. Let's get to it, but remember, if you want to read my more detailed written piece, you'll find it at the CarsGuide site. The link's in the description. Confirmed pricing? Not just yet, but Hyundai has basically told us that you'll pay about the same for the Ioniq 6 as you will for the Ioniq 5, and that means a base model price around 70 grand and a top spec model with all-wheel drive and more power for about 80 grand. You'll get big dual digital screens, 20-inch wheels as standard, and that pixel LED lighting which Hyundai has made a focal point for the Ioniq electric models. Eco-friendly interior materials are also on the kit list. It's shaping up as pretty good value as a rival to the Tesla Model 3 and Polestar 2. Stay tuned for more detail prior to the Ioniq 6's Aussie launch in 2023. Hyundai calls the Ioniq 6 an electrified streamliner, but really it has 4 doors, a boot lid and seating for 5, so it's an electric sedan. But it's not like most other sedans. There are no square edges to speak of, and it has one of the lowest drag coefficients of any production car to date. It looks phenomenal. Mostly. There are some angles that are amazing, and the rear light signature has more than a bit of classic Porsche 911 to it, but it can also look a little droopy from some angles, though I think the colour you choose plays a significant role in the success of the styling of this car. Agree? Disagree? Let me know in the comments. Inside there are some beautiful touches, like the wing-tip design flourishes at the edges of the dash, which double as monitors for the optional digital mirrors. And it's a pretty clever cabin space. Read my review for my thoughts on the usability and practicality of the space. In Australia, there's going to be 2 options at launch for the Ioniq 6's powertrain. Both are going to run the same 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery pack, and while power outputs for the single-motor rear-wheel drive version remain unconfirmed at the time we're publishing this, the twin-motor all-wheel drive is good for a healthy 239 kilowatts of power and 605 newton-meters of torque. According to Hyundai, that'll help this sleek machine sprint from 0 to 100 in 5.1 seconds. My drive experience was brief. I had about 14 minutes behind the wheel of the new Ioniq 6 on roads around the brand's Namyang proving ground, and I was impressed with it on the whole. The steering was nice and accurate, and while the suspension was a bit bumpy, the car I drove wasn't really representative of the suspension setup we will get in Australia anyway. Is it quick? Yep. Like most EVs, the all-wheel drive model I tested was pretty rapid, but not like a Tesla Model 3 Performance, which really throws you back in your seat. But there could be an Ioniq 6N that'll more closely rival that EV hoon. There is no official energy consumption figures for our market just yet, so stay tuned. However, the Aussie spec 77.4 kilowatt-hour rear-wheel drive is expected to offer a claimed WLTP driving range of more than 610 kilometres. Our all-wheel drive test car was showing in excess of 500 k's of predicted range in normal driving mode and more in eco mode. The brand's eGMP underpinnings with 800 volt fast charging capability mean you can juice up from 10 to 80% in just 18 minutes when using a high-speed 350 kilowatt DC charger. Nice. If my, too brief prototype drive was anything to go by, Hyundai is on to a winner with the Ioniq 6 electric car. This sleek sedan, electrified streamliner, will offer an intriguing option for customers looking for an alternative to the Tesla Model 3 and other EVs, and it's definitely something different to the Ioniq 5, despite being priced closely to it. Thanks for watching.